You're watching Extras from the Extension on Eagle Community Television. This show is brought to you by Caraco Implement.
This is Susan Schlichting with K-State Research and Extension and Extras from the Extension. Well, as you might know, the Ellis County Fair is just around the corner, and with it come some new and exciting things happening this year. We are working with the Fair Board to create a new online entry system for exhibits, not just for 4-H'ers, but for open class entries as well. And so today I want to talk a little bit about that process to help you get on board and get things ready to roll, because this year we are going to do away with these familiar little entry tags that always are attached to your exhibits. These are going away, and the Fair Board is providing, with your online information, they will print out and have an entry tag ready for you at the county fair. So no more sitting down and handwriting out entry card after entry card. You'll have those ready for you as long as you've taken time to do the online exhibit process. We are going to ask this year, because this is a new system and everything, we don't know all the bugs that could happen. We want to be prepared for having double entry process this year. So you're probably, if you've exhibited in 4-H or open class in the past, you're familiar with the open class and 4-H entry sheets, which list every exhibit and your contact information on them. And these are turned in at the time you check in at the Ellis County Fair. These will be our check back to make sure that everything that's entered into the system is also entered correctly for paying premiums and for news releases and all of the results. And so for this year, it's important that you also take time to fill out this paperwork, which is found on the Ellis County Extension website and the elliscountyfair.com website. So take time to look for those and see. If you are interested in exhibiting, you also need to know that the Fair Book is online at those two sites, the Ellis County Extension website and also the Ellis County Fair website. So let me talk you through some of the steps that it takes to get into this exhibit entry system and kind of the process that we work through, and a few of the things that we've found as we've worked through it to help you to maybe alleviate a few questions that you might have. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to the new site is called fairentry.com. So just spell it out, one word, fairentry.com. And once you arrive at that site, you're going to look in the upper center of the page, and you'll see a thing that says Find My Fair. And you'll click on that button. Once you've found that page that says Find Your Fair, you are going to, in the search box, type Ellis County Fair. And then it will pop up on the right-hand side of the screen. It'll say Ellis County Fair 2016 with our fair logo. That should be familiar. And you click on that logo. That will take you to the next page, which is the login page. If you are a 4-H member, you already have a login created through the 4-H online system. And you will use that same login and password that you use to go and see what your projects are about through our local 4-H online system. If you are an open class participant, you will go to the very, very bottom of the page where it says that you are new and you're not in 4-H and you need to set up your own account. And so you'll click on that little button at the bottom that says, or the line on the bottom that says Create Your Own Account. It will take you to a page that says Create a Fair Entry Account. And you will type in an email address, and you'll type it in a second time to make sure it's correct, and then you'll hit Create Account. That will take you to a page called Account Creation. And account creation then asks you for your email address. It asks for your account name, which I guess I would recommend adding your last name as your account name. And so everyone in your household can then be registered as exhibitors under this account name, rather than each person in your household, if there are 4 or 5 of you that exhibit in open class, to have 4 or 5 different accounts with different passwords. This is much simpler to just have an account name and then add all of your people underneath that account. They ask for your phone number, they ask for a password, and ask you to confirm a password, and then click on the button at the bottom that says Create Account. At that point, then it takes you to a page that says Welcome, and that you have joined, you've created a login and password, but you have some other information that they need to have from you. And so it says Begin Registration. It's a green button. You'll click on that green button. And then it will take you to a page that says, do you want to register an individual? And you click on the button that shows, it's a green button that says individual. And it will then bring up a screen that asks for the name, first and last, the date of birth, and the gender of the individual in your family. And so you'll be able to add additional individuals as you go through this process. Once you've got that data entered, you hit continue. It will bring you to a screen then that has the home phone number, the email address. You can opt to add a cell phone number and a cell phone carrier for receiving text messages if you wish. Those two are optional fields. So your data of your phone number and your current email address are added in, and then you hit continue. The next screen then is your address. This is really an important one because if we are mailing out premium checks and you receive a premium check, we need to make sure we have a current address for you. And so if this is a system we hope that will last for a number of years, and so if you do move, you want to go in and update your address information annually. So you'll add in your address, your city, your state, and your zip code, and then you click the continue button, and it will take you to the next page. At that place, then it says that it confirms all of that information that you've already added in to make sure that it's all correct. If it isn't, there's a little edit button in each section, and it will take you back to that area if you need to change something. If not, you hit the green button at the middle of the page that says continue in entries, and it will take you to the next page. At that time, then you will add a project or an exhibit to that person that you've entered into the system. You click Add Exhibit, and it will bring up a series of what they call departments, which are the overall categories in the Fair Book. There are both 4-H and open class categories listed. If you are a 4-H member, it will only allow you to enroll in projects in the projects that you are enrolled in by May 1st of this year. If you try to enter something in a project area that you're not enrolled in, it will not allow you to do that. In open class, you're open to any project areas that are OC is the category, open class, and you scroll down until you find those. One of the things that we found that is kind of interesting, though, is there is a category called 4-H building exhibits, and that breaks out the 4-H things into the building exhibits and the non-building exhibits, so livestock and small animals and things. If you're looking for where woodworking or rocketry or those things are, they're hidden in that 4-H building exhibit line. Open class, they're more spelled out. You should be able to find the open class rocketry, the open class woodworking, open class agricultural engineering, etc. And so you click on one of those categories, and then it will say, okay, you're in the open class barn quilts exhibit, for example, and it lists all of the different project or exhibit areas that you could actually bring a project in. And you choose which of those that you're interested in entering, and you click continue. It's a little green button next to whatever that category is. In this case, it happens to be barn quilts. So it's the barn quilt division, or department, it's also the barn quilt division. And then the final area, the next page, takes you to then the class selections. And so you pick the class that it fits in, and in this case, it's barn quilts all the way. So it's the barn quilt class for all ages, and click continue. And it takes you to another screen then that asks for detailed information. For example, if you are taking 2 photographs to the county fair and they're both floral, explain what they are. One is a single rose perhaps, the other one is maybe a bouquet of yellow flowers. So each exhibit is identified by its description. We don't have to guess. Is this the purple ribbon? Does the purple ribbon go with the rose? Does the purple ribbon go with the yellow vase of flowers? So important that you take time to add a description to each of your exhibits, and then hit the continue button. Then it brings you to a screen. It says, what do you want to do next? And at that point, once you've entered one exhibit, you can add another exhibit or another entry. You can add another entry in this particular division. So if you had 2 barn quilts that you were wanting to display, you could then click on add another entry in this division, and it will take you back and let you add another barn quilt in. Or if you're done adding your entries, then you can register another exhibitor, and it will let you add another exhibitor under your household. And then the next, at the bottom of the page, is continue in payment, or continue to payment. And payment is something that's, to us, is a little bit of a misnomer because we're not paying to enter any of our exhibits in the county fair this year. That is something that's a uniquity, and it's not something we're actually doing. So don't let that fool you. You will get to the page then that has an invoice, and the invoice should read 0, and you hit continue again. And then finally, you'll get to a page that says one last step, and you have not entered your exhibits into the county fair entry system until you hit that submit button. That is a really important part of this process. You have to hit the submit button. And at that point, then the fair board will review your entries, and they will approve your entries, and then you should get an invoice back saying, these are all of the items that you have entered as exhibits in the county fair. So I hope that this makes some sense to you. I would encourage you to take time to get this taken care of ahead of the fair. We're asking 4-H members to take care of online enrollment of their projects and their participations, things like judging, showmanship, those kinds of things, by July 1st. So that's coming right up. We also encourage open class folks to do the same. We are glad to help people if you want to come by 601 Main, and we'll help you to figure out the system if it's new to you, or if you do not have a computer at your access, you would like some assistance, we would be glad to help you with that here at a computer at our office. And with that, we hope that this will be a simplified process. It's something you can do 24/7 at home on your own time. It doesn't cost you anything, but it should save you time at the registration and check-in at the county fair, because the entry tags will just need to be attached to your projects, taken to your departments, and then you can be on your way. So if you have any questions about it, visit the Ellis County Extension office. We will have a help sheet posted up on the Ellis County Extension's website as well, and you can check there to walk through this process as you've just seen on this video. So we look forward to seeing all of your exhibits at the Ellis County Fair here in a very few weeks. This has been Susan Schlichting with K-State Research and Extension and Extras from the Extension.
You're watching Extras from the Extension on Eagle Community Television. This show is brought to you by Carico Implement.